The following podcast may be explicit. Shedcast presents Adventures from the Shed, a tabletop RPG podcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com. Pull up a chair and join us in the shed as our Dungeons & Dragons starter set characters make their way to the dragon in the town of Thundertree. They are set upon as they walk the road towards the dragon's lair. Enjoy the podcast.
Hi, and welcome back to the Shed for Adventures from the Shed. You can find us online at iTunes, Facebook, Twitter, etc. You search us up on Google, or if you're me, you can use Bing. And we are going to go around the table and say hi as we come back to our second episode of our D&D starter set family reunion. Let's go right over to...
Hi, everybody. Hi, this is Mickie. I'm playing Bree. Shut up. Bree Greenbottle. She is the rogue of the group. She's our little halfling.
So the big
badass,
halfling.
the big halfling. She's bigger than her britches. Go for it. That's why she busts the seams.
JJ here, playing Ferris, the Dusk Mantle? Bringer. Yeah,
the bringer of dusk.
Wizard extraordinaire.
I thought he was a dust bringer.
That's what
I
was
use,
really
I
dirty.
use polysyllabic words that convey an expression of erudition. And, yeah, I managed
But what does your character do?
It's a good question.
And on to Kurt.
Hey, this is Kurt. I am here. I am playing Thorin Stormstriker, the dwarven cleric, who is turned into a battle cleric who rarely heals, and he is having a great time today. Whooped ass on some cultists, ready to go fight a dragon.
He brought the storm.
It
started the storm.
It seems about time for Kurt to get whooped on and then ask Mothmar Duin for some help. And I am Mike, playing Sir Walter Moss, the germaphobe fighter. And he did some awesome stuff, like jump through a window in the first one. So
wood splinters all over.
So he is ready to continue. He sees the dragon as a challenge and not just a money-making thing, because he's pretty wealthy from the mines already, so money's not a big thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think there was an agreement with the dwarves that you guys got 10% of the mines or something like that.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So you
We're
were
doing all
collecting
right.
some money.
I keep wanting to say Enter the Dragon.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Next episode. Hold on.
Uh-huh.
And I am Joe. I am the Dungeon Master for this continuation of the Dungeons & Dragons starter set. We're on our second episode of this little family reunion, and we are in the town of Thundertree.
Thundertree.
In the ruins of Thundertree. That's the one part we did not explore in our first foray into the Dungeons & Dragons starter set. In our last episode, somebody give us a recap of the last episode. Who wants to do it?
All right. Last time on Dungeons and Dragons Family Reunion, Bree Greenbottle was taken captive by a bunch of dragon cultists.
Help me.
Help me. Never, ever would you say that.
Help me.
No, because she was gagged. It would've been,
I'm so helpless. Come rescue me.
and then what?
And then the boys went to her rescue to the town of Thundertree.
Studley boys.
And that was a dance that you couldn't see.
That was a Kurt dance.
Kurt dance. And they dispatched with the dragon cultists, leaving nothing but frosty mess. And
Frosty.
Splattered hands.
JJ with a Southern Belle accent from a botched spell. So they are continuing up the path, hoping to take out the dragon cultist leader, which should be a dragon.
There you go.
So hopefully we will find that sometime.
We remember that we saw a sign on the way into town that told us to beware of something.
Zombies.
I like how it petered out. Last time on Dungeons & Dragons Family Reunion, blah, blah, blah. And then they'll go up the path and do something.
Yep.
And the sign said, beware of
Yes, I was going to say
dragons
that's a
and
sign.
zombies, I think.
I don't know.
Danger.
I don't know
Plant
if dragons
creature.
are
There's
on
a
there.
plant creature.
Danger,
creatures.
plant monsters, and
Plant
zombies.
monsters.
Turn back now.
But where are the
You know who
lions?
loves zombies?
You love zombies?
Clerics love zombies.
Really?
Yeah, man.
We'll
Do
see.
you know any clerics?
I might know a cleric.
Awesome.
So we're going to go up the path toward the tower thing.
I want to wend it.
Well, the path
we're gonna
wends.
wend
You can
that
just
thing.
go along with the flow.
We'll go with the flow.
I want
on
to ebb
path.
then.
Well, that would be waning.
Fair enough. Can I wax then?
Well,
Well, we'll see.
wax the
We'll
dolphin.
see if we have
It
time.
doesn't wax and wane, it wends.
It wixes
No, it
and wins.
All right, let's go find some
There
stuff.
we go.
Fight.
All mimsy were the Boro Groves.
So we're on page 31 looking at the map of Ruins of Thundertree. And our party, our heroic party of characters, is making their way from area number 13 through the path up to towards number 7. So right towards the middle of town, there's the intersection right above the building number 6, which is actually the where the intersection is. To the south, that's a ruined building that might have been a store or workshop. And there is
Or both.
Or which one?
webs are stretched across the lane from the building to the trees on the north side of the road there.
From the window to the wall.
What are webs?
Webs.
Like spider webs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dripping off my balls.
What other kind of webs would you have pictured?
I mean, maybe
Just
halfling
curious.
webs.
Halfling webs.
Yeah.
Bree, how do halflings make webs?
Lots of knitting. Lots of knitting.
I'm not even going to respond to
Okay,
that.
as you
hobby.
start north onto the trail, I would like a... who's up front? Give me a marching order.
I'm up front.
We're back to Ferris,
Wait,
my
the
lady.
wizard's in the front?
Why would the wizard be in the front?
He's
I
the
think-
first
why
one that
not?
talked.
I think Kurt's in the front.
Now it's mate.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Then
I'll be right behind him, staring at his butt.
I
Yes,
think
sir,
everybody
Bob.
should talk that way.
No.
Mickey,
right.
can you do it?
I can totally do
All
a
right.
southern accent.
How about you, Mike?
I'm not sure how entertaining that would be.
I don't know.
A super exaggerated one, not just a southern accent. It's got to be super exaggerated. So
Pip cheerio.
that's southern England.
Sir Walter Moss would not deign to do
He
a
wouldn't.
southern
It would
accent.
soil him.
No.
What I want then is whoever is up front, in all seriousness, I want a perception roll.
Go for it.
Okay.
There's a
So let's
great
go
rap
there.
band from Boston that nobody knows called the Perceptionists.
A perception roll. I got a 20.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Shabam!
So Ferris, as you are taking your first turn on
I
this
cast fireball.
on this trail that wends, you see that off to both the east and west sides of the trail are what look to be rotting corpses laying on the ground.
Oh, great.
And are they appear?
And you hear Sir Walter Moss and Bree groan.
Brain.
do they appear to be animated by dark magic?
They do not appear to be laying naturally. How about that?
Okay.
Your perception roll of
I'm
20
going to-
would give you that.
I'm going to stop and put my fist in the air.
Hold.
Fantastic. So you're
right.
just doing a fist bump.
And he puts his fists in the air and catches Kurt right in the face. because he's not paying attention.
he's a
No, because he's a
dwarf.
dwarf.
Yeah.
So it's like right over his head.
Exactly.
Yes. Everything
Nice
is right
armpit
over
smell.
his head.
Yeah. Just like Kurt. Everything right over his head.
And
They're not very nice to me.
I turn around.
I brought a vegetable tray tonight.
Dude,
Salad.
Delicious.
I
Thank
turn around and I do 2 fingers in the eye, and I
Ow.
point
you. Okay.
at the rotting corpses.
Somebody's
Okay.
seen one too many Navy SEAL movies.
All right, G.I. Jane.
So you guys have been together long enough as a group that it's easy enough that you guys can spy at least some of these things that he's pointing out. And the corpses, they look, for lack of a better term, like zombies. However, these are not the run-of-the-mill zombies that you guys have seen before. These look like they have been through some kind of heat. They look ashen.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
But they're just laying down.
Right now, the point of the perception check was to see them before they see you, type of thing, and you guys saw them first. They
All
are
right.
currently just dormant, if you will.
So I'm going to reach into my pack and get out a can.
Okay, of
Of
whoop-ass.
whoop-ass.
All right.
Let me give you the can opener.
How many uses
You know what?
of whoop-ass do
it's
you
so
have?
cliche, but it's
I
so
have
good.
two. I
Every
have
time
two.
you say it, it's good.
Okay. So what
Can we-
what y'all gonna do? If we're gonna do some actions, then we'll enter initiative. But otherwise, let's just keep going.
I'm going to cast
And we-
web amongst them.
Apongst?
Punks them.
That's awesome. This episode could be apongst.
A punks.
We can't just sneak by.
You want to throw a rock at them, see if they move?
I'm going to cast web amongst him.
With
And,
a
and let's tell the listeners at home and me what that means.
Amongst?
No, web.
Oh, it's a restraining.
Joe almost did a spit take.
So
How many?
if we're
How many?
going-
Can you restrain them all?
The and me is what did it. Let's tell the listeners and me what that means.
I
So let's
feel-
go ahead and start an initiative, Mickie, if you would. If the person who spotted things is going
I have
to
a
take
natural
action.
20 for initiative.
Good
You are
gosh.
first.
Bam.
Look at this.
A 2.
And I think they get worse. Give me a moment. Yes, they get a -2 to the roll.
Aye.
0.
0 for the bad guys so
I,
far.
Sir Walter
When
Moss,
you roll a
have an 11.
0, it's like Ice-T once said, motherfuckers got scared because they were unprepared. Who would tell it how it really was? Who dared?
Wait,
That's
what?
what he said?
I rolled
Now
a 19.
do it with the southern accent. I want to hear not iced tea, but sweet tea.
Sweet tea.
Who would tell it how it really was? Who dared? A motherfucker from the West Coast, L.A. I'm from South Central where the Crips and the Bloods play.
Oh, I need a new page to capture all this. All right.
I rolled a 19, but I have a -1, so I'm at 18.
Let the record show that Mickie did not cuss first on this recording.
That's a good point.
Well, to be fair, Ice-T did. And then Sweet Tea.
Sweet tea.
Sweet tea.
What do y'all have to drink?
Purple drink.
We're not making fun of the South because we are in South
In
Carolina.
the South.
Yeah.
We
In the
record
South.
live
Love
here.
South.
We record live in
Live
Greer,
and
South
in
Carolina.
charge.
A state in flux.
State in flux. I like it.
Do we have all of the numbers?
We have all of the numbers, sir.
All right. So
That would be Ferris is top of the order.
Well, he's going to go first anyway. And let's see what you're going to do. You wanted to cast web.
Walla, 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 bing, bang.
So what we're looking at is a path that it's at the first bend. So if we're looking at the map, you're going probably 20 feet. Yep. No, where it wends, Kurt. Yeah, right there. Down to the there, right there.
The first one.
That's
You are
zombie.
at the
That's what she
first
said,
bend.
right there.
So we are starting up that path to the northeast, and where it turns to the west. That's where you have seen this. So you're stopping maybe 20 feet. You know, you walked into the path a few feet. You've seen these. Now, because of what we see on the map there, you can see that this path is about 10 feet wide. What area does your web cover? Because the zombies you have seen are in an area probably around 30 feet from end to
I
end.
can do a 20-foot square.
So let's put it as: do you want to hit the right side or the left side, east or west?
I want to hit the
Or the-
side that has the majority of the zombies.
East side.
West side.
West Coast, West Coast.
Let's go west. Just
Bow
West
down.
West Coast,
About
West
town.
Coast.
okay.
You can't have sweet tea and not go West Coast.
Bow down, because I
Sorry,
ain't
what?
a hater like you. Bow down to the side
Alright,
that's
so-
greater than you.
All right. So
Web.
tell me what web does.
Web builds a 20-foot cube from the point
Yeah.
of the duration. The webs are difficult terrain and lightly obscure the area. If the webs are not anchored between two solid masses, such as trees or walls, or layered across a floor, wall, or ceiling, the conjured web collapses upon itself and the spell ends at the start of your next turn.
Oh, you've got trees here,
You got
so you're
trees.
good.
Webs
On the
layered
floor.
flat over a surface have a depth of 5 feet. Each creature that starts its turn in the webs or enters them during its turn must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is restrained as long as it remains in the webs, or until it breaks free.
So they make that roll at the start of their turn?
They do. It's a dexterity saving throw.
All right.
Then, once the creature is restrained by the webs, they must make a strength check against my spell save to break free.
Okay.
But the webs are flammable. If at any time 1 point of fire damage is done to it, it deals 2d4 damage fire to all creatures within the web.
That was like another accent.
I'm going on 5 accents for the one reading of web. That's nice.
It was diverse, baby.
All right. Web happens.
I'm multicultural like that.
So when you cast that, you can see from the map that it's going to cover a bunch of space on that west side of the trail.
And just so you know,
Yep.
It's a shaking motion in my pelvic area, and I throw it out.
Awesome.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, everyone at
So-
home, Mickey looks so proud right now.
That's my boy.
That's my husband.
Who's up after Ferris? So that happens. And who's
I'm not up anymore.
That's probably me.
Not after you
Sped.
So how many of these zombie creatures do we have pinned down now?
You can see in the web 3 are struggling against it. On the opposite side of the road, they have started to stand up.
And how
On the
far
east
across?
side.
Like,
The road itself, the path is 10-ish feet wide, but probably closer to 15.
okay. So would they all be within 30 feet of each other?
No. I would let you get, unless you've got like a 50 or 60 foot range or cone or whatever, you can't get all of them. They're spread out.
Right. All right. I'm gonna just.
Now, the 3 on the east side that aren't in the web
Right.
are within 30 feet of each other.
Right. I'm going to cast my cantrip Sacred Flame at the one closest to me that is not in the web.
Okay, on the east side. Then.
On the east side, it's 2d8 radiant damage against a dexterity saving throw against my spell casting DC of 15.
They get a -2 to the roll. Let's see what happens.
Awesome.
Their dexterity is a -2. I rolled a 19 on the die.
Bitches, half damage.
Oh,
Is it half damage?
is it half?
Or is it all? Or
No damage.
no damage?
I think it's no damage, but we should check that.
Let's do
'Cause
that.
Let me do
some,
that.
Some damage would be fun. This is Sacred Flame, and I could be wrong.
While we're looking at that, who's up after Thor?
Bree.
There is no save for half. It is no damage.
No
Golly,
damage. Okay.
Jay.
You miss.
So,
I miss.
um,
Mothmar doing that.
well, you hit, but he withstands it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Your spell still happens. You don't
Right.
miss. He
Right.
just withstands it.
Is there anywhere that I can move using my move action that would
Yes,
put
you
me
can still
where I
move.
can get them all within 30 feet?
No, because they are technically not within 30 feet of each other.
Okay.
They're spread at least from the farthest one you can see on the west to the farthest one you can see on the east is at least 50 or so feet.
Okay. I am going to move towards the ones in the web.
Okay,
that
so
I'm
towards
15 or so feet away from the web.
towards the ones on the west.
Yes.
And go ahead, Bree.
She's going to take a knee and aim at the one that Thor just tried to
Yeah,
hit.
so that would be like right on the east side of the first wind.
East side? No.
Well, what you got?
I've got 12.
12 will hit.
Ooh!
Yeah, the zombies are very easy to hit, not easy to kill.
So that is
They don't move fast. at
10
all.
damage.
10? Okay.
Now let me ask you something. Nope. Never mind.
Okay.
Nope, never mind.
Well, no.
That's not a question, just so you know.
Sneak attack, but in order
Yeah.
to sneak attack, I have to be next to them, don't
and
No.
No, you have to have advantage on the roll, right?
Or they cannot
Or-
have acted yet in this turn.
Is that
I? Yeah, because they
correct?
haven't. Well,
That's a rogue thingy.
once per turn, when you hit a creature with a dex-based attack, such as with my short sword or short bow,
Sure, sword.
shut up. And I have advantage on the attack roll. You deal an I
Nice.
don't have advantage, but they haven't gone yet.
Are we sure that's true?
Is this a surprise round?
Is this a newer thing, maybe?
No,
although you hit, right?
I did hit.
You're hitting
So
regardless.
advantage
You're still
didn't-
doing the 10 points.
Didn't
Yeah.
make a difference.
Well, no, because with advantage, I can do the sneak attack and do an extra 3d6.
For now, we're going, unless you see something on your sheet that says otherwise, for now we're going to say no.
All right.
But you did do your 10 points of damage.
Someone needs to be next to them for me to do that.
Yeah, when an ally is next to them, right. That definitely.
All right, moving on.
It-
Sir Walter Moss.
All right. So Walter Moss.
The
will
west
look-
is webs, the east is not.
okay. He will go after the ones that aren't in the webs.
Okay. Bree just shot one, and that's the same one that Thor's spell hit.
I
Just
thought
didn't
they were
affect
going after the ones in the webs.
No, they were not.
Okay.
East side. They went east side, and that's the east where the no webs are.
East side is weak side.
Web is west.
Well, I'll still run into the non-web side,
Okay.
and
The one that got hit with the arrow, or one of the other two. You pick.
I'm
That
gonna
you can
go.
immediately see as you.
I'll go for the one with the arrow. Try to finish him off.
Okay, go for it.
That is a 17.
Definitely. Wow, nice accent. That'll hit.
Ugh,
Oh.
for 5 slashing damage.
That's awesome. You can roll a 1 on the die and still do 5.
Yeah.
That's nice. All right. It is not dead. You chop off one of its hands, but it hasn't.
All right, so I chop through with his hand, and then I swing it back up and try to
All right.
chop
Get him
in
on the
head.
backswing. Get it.
Oh,
That's a 1 on the die.
You
That's our
capitated him.
first failure.
You capitated him.
I capitated him.
You put his head back on.
Yes.
Yes.
And shook, kind of dusted it off. A
Uh-huh.
little. I'm sorry,
Now, just
sir.
as a quick reminder, you attack twice because
Because I have extra attack from being a level 5 fighter.
You are awesome.
who's up after Sir Walter Moss?
Zombie.
Ooh, zombies get to go. All right, we'll start with the one that's right in front of Sir Walter because he can. And let's see, a 13 to hit does not hit.
Nope.
No, I facepalm.
Okay, and then the other two, their movement is 20 feet. That'll let them get to you to also attack you. So we'll have the other two come up. The first one, I'll roll a 2 on the die, plus 3 is 5.
Also facepalm.
A 9 plus 3 is 12.
And a third facepalm.
You're
All
just
right, so
juking and
all three
jiving.
of your hands.
I'm like
You're just
I'm like
juking and
Heisman
jiving.
Trophy. Bam.
Yes.
Bam.
All right, so you
Bam.
keep them off. Now, what was it was a dexterity roll or strength
Dexterity-
roll? They're
dexterity.
starting their turn. In.
Yep.
Okay.
And then strength.
Once they're
But it's dexterity?
restrained.
If they make it, they are not restrained, and they can leave the webs freely.
At this first turn.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so 11
No.
and 2
Worse.
No.
and 10.
Worse.
No.
All right, so those 3 zombies that you hit with the web are stuck in the web.
Yep, they are now stuck to webs.
So now they're just
Restrained.
So they have stood up and they're just
and they flailed around
Yeah.
like stupid people, and now they are stuck like
Like
Stupid people.
flies
Like stupid
on
people in a
fly
web.
paper.
like stupid people in a web.
it's
That
like,
could be another title.
If,
Yeah.
Think about it. Think about it. Like, remember those Velcro walls that you could put on a suit and then run
Oh
and
gosh,
jump?
yeah.
Yeah, they're like that right now.
Nice. Help me up the anyway. Zombies. So now we go back to the beginning of the order.
Ferris.
Ferris.
I am going to Polar Ray. All right. That sounds way cooler when I do. I'm going to Ray of Frost. The zombie that he tried to decapitate but ended up capitating.
Okay. So now that zombie currently has 2 heads. Then.
Yes.
So you want to?
It's an
I'm
male
going to
zombie.
deal
Don't
a
frost me,
14. 14.
14
Hit.
hits.
And I'm going to cool him off with 13 points of frost damage.
Oh, that's going to do it. Now, this is a cool part. There's this thing I like about zombies in D&D current edition. That if a zombie is reduced to 0 hit points, it makes a Constitution saving throw with a DC of 5 plus a damage taken, which was 13.
Yep.
So it'll be 18.
Ooh, tough.
On a success, it drops to 1 hit point instead of 0. So let's see.
Good luck, sir.
Constitution.
Good
their
luck.
Constitution
Is
is
this a
plus
zombie
3.
or an ash zombie?
This is an ash zombie, which reminds me something else has to happen soon. Which one did you hit? That one?
The one that he capitated.
All right, so that's going to matter here. First, it did not save. However, when you hit it, and this should have happened when you hit it head on.
Uh-huh.
It's my fault for forgetting. But when
It's all
that
right,
zombie gets hit, a puff of ashes come off of the zombie. And anything within 5 feet of the zombie, any living creature within 5 feet of the zombie, which would just be Sir Walter Moss, must succeed on a DC 10 Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
So let's go there.
No.
Nope.
Okay. You now have disadvantage on all attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks for 1 minute.
Jeez.
Aw.
Swear a hazmat
I got
mask.
stuff in my house.
Help me, baby Jesus.
That's exactly what it is.
Clear eyes for zombies.
When that zombie gets hit with the ray, ashes, like frozen ashes come
Yeah.
off of the
Which are
zombie,
worse
and
than
it falls
regular
to the ground.
ashes.
Right. And there's that cloud that hangs in the air for several seconds and then falls to the ground. And
Like-
it got in your ass.
It's in my eyes.
In my mouth.
It's in my mouth.
Ew. Who's up
what
after
she
Ferris?
says.
Actually, Ferris, you just hanging out on the road? No movement?
No movement. I am warily watching the restrained zombies.
Okay. And who's up after?
Thor.
I'm going to ask my buddy Ferris before I do anything, because I'm not a smart man, Jenny.
But you do know what love is.
Run, Thor, run!
Would I be correct in assuming that necrotic damage probably doesn't do much against a zombie?
You would be correct.
I'm so smart.
Hold on. Let's do a roll for this. Give me an intelligence roll for Ferris, because you're going to answer his question.
Okay. That's a 17 on the die.
All
He's
right.
very
With a 17
intelligent.
on the die, Ferris would tell you they're not bothered by poison. However, if you hit them with radiant damage, they don't get a chance to keep unliving, as it were. So their chance of the DC to stay within 1 hit point, they can't do that if they got hit by radiant damage. So however Ferris would want to word that, that's the information you get. That's his answer to you, because
Use the light, Luke.
he's wicked
Use
smart.
the
I was going to say
light.
he's wicked smart, and then he says, "Use the light, Luke."
Are you or are you not a knock?
A
knock?
Me saying that just reminded me, Chris, who's been on the podcast before, he picked on himself when he was DMing the other games. Like, every one of his NPCs turns out to be retarded. And he just, that's what I just did. Anyway.
All right. I think I am going to
Jeez.
target one of the ones on the east that is not in the web. Use my first level spell, Guiding Bolt.
Currently 2 of those. Go for it.
Right, so I'm going to target the front one with the Guiding Bolt, range of 120 feet. If it succeeds, the target takes 4d6 radiant damage, and if that doesn't kill him, the next attacker gets advantage on his or her roll against that target.
Go for it.
Thanks, son.
So it is a ranged spell attack, which means I think I have to use my attack bonus for spell casting, which is
Yes.
now up to +7.
All right. Essentially, if you don't roll a 1, you're going to hit it.
I rolled a 2.
Nice.
Plus 7.
You hit.
Seriously?
Their AC is 8.
Holy moly.
But if you rolled a 1, it's still a miss.
All right.
Ryukin!
And now I get to do 4d6 radiant damage, which is pretty darn fun. 4 plus 2 is 6. Plus
Roll it again.
He didn't like the number
6
on the
is
floor.
12. Plus 6 is 18.
18. You deal 18 damage to the zombie.
And if
Uh-oh.
that does not kill
It
him,
does not kill it.
the next attack roll made against that zombie before the end of my next turn has advantage. Thanks to the mystical dim light glittering on the target.
Dim light,
That is
glittering.
sweet.
Dim light
It's
and glittering.
mystical, dim,
and glittery.
So just so I know, how much damage did I just do?
18.
18.
And that did not kill him.
So
Okay.
mystical, dim, and glittering. So a fabulous retard?
Essentially.
I think we're using that word too much.
I think
What,
so.
fabulous?
Yes.
No.
Fabulous.
It's-
Who's up after Thor?
that would be me.
Go ahead, Bree.
And I have advantage. Woohoo. Ow.
If you, then roll another one if you have advantage. Because
That's better.
A 2, you probably still hit on a 2, but you might as well roll again. Anyway.
That's better.
Yes.
19 on the dice.
19 will definitely
And
hit.
since I have advantage, I can now do my sneak attack as well.
Yep. And this is the same one that he just hit, or the other one?
The same one.
Okay, go
Because
for it.
I've got advantage to hit
Yep.
that one. Why not? It's
Oh,
glittering.
and would you have
mystic-
advantage from your sneak attack?
When I have advantage, I can do my sneak attack, which means I deal not just my regular.
She goes from a ton of damage to a crap ton of damage.
Uh-huh.
Awesome.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or you could say from a load to a boatload, or whatever euphemism.
From a ton to a shite ton.
What's that?
Shite ton.
Is that like a shit ton?
It might be.
No.
Okay.
So 16 plus 5, 21.
Oh my gosh. So the only way he can stay a zombie is by rolling a 20 on this die.
Kill it
Let's
dead!
see what I got.
Not a six.
All right, so
Not-
you have now defeated the second zombie on the east side. There's still one left, entangled with Sir Walter.
one
You've
on the
already
kill.
gotten the disadvantage from the ash, so when they hit it, it doesn't matter this time.
And because I forgot to do this
Okay.
last time, I'm going to use my cunning action to hide.
That's automatic.
It's a
Give-
bonus
Then
action.
give me a stealth roll. Let's see how well you hide.
Not so well.
What is it? What'd you end up
20,
with?
15.
15? Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Who's up after Bree? Bree?
Moss.
Boss.
All right.
So that when they hit that other zombie and killed it, another cloud poofed up, but it didn't get in your eyes any more than the last one?
All right, so I'm gonna like stumble, but head toward the last zombie on that side, and try to like overcompensate for not being able to see by just swinging as hard as I could.
Okay.
Sort of like how I bowl, where I don't know how to bowl, and I just throw it as hard as I can.
Well, you do have a disadvantage, so let's see how it works out.
No gutter.
Now,
No
because
whammies, no
of them
whammies, no
being a
whammies.
zombie,
Biting my
a
tongue on the
one
logical
misses.
next joke.
Everything else should hit, because you have a plus 7
So that's
to hit, right?
7.
Just do
So that one would work.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Or an 11. So
Okay.
I hit.
Okay, and what damage do you do?
I do 13 slashing damage.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Big chop.
And are you taking a second swing at him?
Yeah, sure.
Go for it.
All right.
So you remove his left arm with your first swing.
3, which I think 3 plus 7 still hits.
Yep. As long as you don't roll a 1.
And 19, which would be a crit, which I
All
can't use.
Right.
But I still get to roll damage,
Go for it. What do you got?
which is a 10 plus 4 is 14.
All right, so with 14 damage, he has to hit a 19. Actually, I have to roll a 16 or better on this for him to stay a zombie.
Come on.
17, yes.
Oh.
So
He stays a zombie.
He stays at 1 hit point. So
Do I hack off both his arms?
You sever him at the waist, but the top half is still clawing at you.
Okay.
Stomp on that bitch.
All right.
Who's up after
Zombie.
Sir Walter Moss? All right,
Can
so
someone
let's
just
go
use
with
a
that.
bonus action to kick him for 1 hit point?
No, because then he'd get a save. As soon as you hit him for 1 hit point, then he gets a save, a DC of 6 with a plus 3. Yeah. All right. Hey, I might hit 20.
Yes, a 20 hits.
So the one that is
So the goal was a
third of the
low
way
blow.
there. Yeah.
The goal was a low blow to hit him.
He just
Essentially,
uppercuts right on the nuts.
I didn't even check the damage. Let's see. A D6 plus 1.
Light him up.
4 damage.
All right.
Light him up.
Oh,
light
God.
him up.
That's
I keep
funny.
picturing that scene in Mortal Kombat where,
Sonya.
no, not Sonya, the other one, does
No,
the
it is-
split and just uppercuts the monster. Sorry.
Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage
Johnny
is the one that
Cage.
punches the nuts.
I haven't seen it.
No, whatever.
I wanted to let you finish because I hadn't seen it.
So now
and
the
people
other zombies
have.
can attempt
Yep,
to
let's-
get unrestrained.
So now it's strength, right?
Strength check.
And their strength is a plus 1.
So
And
you're
the DC was
15.
15. So 8 plus 1 is 9. 19 plus 1 is 20. Second guy is going to get out. Last guy will not. So we have one guy that gets out. They have a movement speed of 20.
Versus difficult terrain.
They have a movement speed of 10. So the one zombie I will let get out of the webs. That's as far as he gets. Who's up next?
Top of the order, Ferris.
I'm going to polar ray that zombie.
All right. So the zombie on the west side who has just gotten onto the road.
Correct. 18 on the die.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, that
that's- Yeah. For 8 damage,
Okay.
and his speed is now 10.
He just got away from having a speed of 10. All right, and when you hit him, he puffs out again. The ash flies out from his skin, or what's left of his skin.
Thor,
His
you're up.
dermis.
Thor, you're next.
This is epidermis.
Thor.
I'm going Sacred Flame on their ass.
Sacred
Because it's radiant damage and zombies don't like it.
All right, so
Zombies
you
don't
have
like it.
one that is a upper half of a torso
Right.
fighting with Sir Walter Moss, and then you have one that just walked out onto the road that Ferris hit.
Right,
with
I want
a
to take care of the...
frost.
Well, but the one can't attack, right? He's
Yes,
like,
again.
He can?
But I got
He's
it
not a
handled.
dismembered torso lying on the ground going...
No,
"Ah!"
he sort of. I got him, and he's just fighting at me.
All right,
That's
I'm
Joe's
gonna-
description as far as Wizards of the Coast is concerned. It's a zombie that can do everything.
All right, I am going to take care of him because my radiant damage will prevent him from respawning, which I know because my incredibly intelligent and erudite wizard friend told me that.
Erudite.
See, I would think Sacred Flame would be fire, but it is apparently not. I almost advise you
sacred.
to not do it.
It's
sacred.
though, yeah.
A way
It's
to go.
Sacred. It's radiant damage. In fact, I was looking for fire because I thought about setting the web on fire and burning them all, but then I realized the burn damage would not be nearly enough to kill them.
That and their ash already.
Exactly. So
They like it.
I'm going to go with Sacred Flame, which is just a cantrip, 60 feet, instant spell, 2d8 radiant damage against a dex saving throw.
Oh,
Nice.
they have a -2 to the dex saving throw. Your spell DC is...
Keen say.
15.
Oh, I rolled a 16, but they get a -2 to it, so 14.
Sweet.
Burn, baby,
2d8.
burn.
So
7 and 2, 9.
what does Sir Walter Moss see in front of him as this torso of a zombie?
I can tell you what he sees. He sees the glory of Mothmar Duin,
Nice.
imparting his divine will on smiting these. Because even though this dwarven god is the god of wanderers, travelers, and outcasts, he's favored by, he's affiliated with many gods of good, and my domain is life, and life does not like zombies.
This is unlife, definitely.
Yeah, so I
I'm
don't
like-
want to speak for Sir Walter
I'm
Moss.
like holding him up in front of me, and he's trying to attack.
Yeah.
And I already still have ash in my face, but I still have to turn my head away as he glows with a glorious light of Mothmar Duin and bursts into
Yes,
flames.
hallelujah.
Burst
Praise
into
the Lord.
Skittles.
Yes, he bursts into Skittles.
But they're
Ash and
burned
Skittles.
and all
Yeah, they're
deformed.
nasty Skittles.
Yeah.
Undead
Yeah.
Skittles.
You don't want those Skittles.
It's just the flavors that you don't want.
So we've got the.
It's orange.
It's a bunch of orange and yellow ones sitting on
Oh, I like orange. So we've got the ones in the web +1. Is that right?
We have 2 in the web and 1 on the street. And
With a
who's
move
up
speed
after
of 10.
Thor?
I didn't say it. Bree.
Go ahead, Bree.
So
So there's the
Bree,
one in the street that just got Ray of Frosted, and the 2 still in the webs.
that's a perfect target for me.
Yeah.
Is there anybody
before,
next to him?
Before you go, tell me what your passive perception scores are now.
14.
What he said.
There should be a number for passive perception somewhere.
It's down at the bottom of the
Where the heck was
skills.
it? Yeah, passive perception.
I like how
says
JJ
10.
knows all
Yeah.
Mickey's numbers.
Because Mickey doesn't
without
look at her
looking
numbers.
Mickey's sheet.
Well, the thing is, he's just making them up. He doesn't really know.
Although he probably
what is
made
it?
him up to put him on the sheet anyway.
14
He's the one
sounds
that, yeah,
good.
he's the one
Yeah.
that builds it, so I would hope he knows. All right.
Kurt, what was your for Thor?
My
What's
passive? It's now 14.
okay.
That means there's more zombies coming.
That's a 19 on the die.
I think I hit him.
Shazam.
All right. What's your damage?
Blow it
Do
up.
I have advantage,
You
or is
do
there
not.
anybody next to him?
Not this one.
You have advantage against all the people in the web, by the way.
Oh, damn. Didn't know that. 9.
9 damage. Okay.
And I will use my bonus action to hide.
Go for it.
You do have advantage if you hid last time.
Yeah, you did hide.
Yeah.
I did
You
hide.
had advantage.
I
So
did.
roll your
Oh,
3
it worked?
Yep.
So I roll.
Zombies are
Again.
not very.
Yeah, I rolled
observant.
like a 6 for
Okay.
perception.
So that's
wisdom.
an extra 14.
Oh my, okay. So what was the total damage then? 9 and 14
Correct.
is 23.
Most
So I need to roll a 20.
We'll drop it like it's hot.
All right. So that zombie is deceased, and puffs of ash fall
Deceased
come away from
again.
him.
Actually, I think he's reseized.
He recessed.
So he's a peanut butter cup.
Very
Outstanding.
nice.
So now there are still 2 in the webs, but you're
Don't
going to hide.
eat a 1-pound peanut butter cup.
I won't.
Not recommended.
Mickey knows.
Okay.
That sounds good.
It sounds
It
great.
I wanna
does.
go
Until
get
you
that
eat the
right
whole
now.
thing.
Until
Yeah.
you eat the whole thing.
Mike's
And
going
then
to order
vi-
it on Amazon and get same-day shipping.
Yep.
I had
It
15,
visits you again.
15 on the die, by the way.
Got it.
Plus ridiculous.
And who's up after plus ridiculous?
Mr. Moss.
Yeah.
Solta. All right. So you are still on the east side. There's one zombie that just fell in the center of, essentially in the center of the path. 2 still struggling in the web. What do you want to do?
Now, is the ash out of my eyes? Does it go away?
No, because it lasts for a minute, which is 10 rounds.
Oh,
The chances are this combat won't last 10 rounds.
All right. So
Could he
wiping
take an action to try to clear him?
He could, but it wouldn't work.
Okay.
so wiping my eyes and wandering back toward the road.
It makes it worse. Technically, it's nothing about it getting in your eyes.
Well,
You described that.
That's my flavor.
Yes, and I agree with that. But for as far as wizards goes, you failed the saving throw, so for 1 minute you have disadvantage.
It's really caked in there.
It
I
is.
like your flavor.
All right, I will try to assault the one that's in the road. If
It's
he is-
dead.
It's still dead.
Bree just deaded it.
All right.
So all the other ones are up inside the web, and I
Two in the
wouldn't
web.
advise
Two
that.
in the web.
Unless you're going to throw a javelin.
One on the road, two in the web.
Yeah.
I will throw a javelin at the one in the web.
Javelin in the face.
How many javelins do you have normally?
I have 1,100.
How many do you
It's
have
sort
normally?
of crazy since I didn't write it down, so I have all of them.
By default, I think
All
you carry
the
three.
javelins
Like
ever.
bad guys, when they have them, they have three.
So he picked up the other ones.
Before we go to this, you threw two before. I'm going to give you a 50-50 shot of being able to recover them.
All right.
Okay? So you pick odd or even, whatever die you want. Odd, before you roll it, say, which one do you get to keep it on, odd or even?
I would like to keep it on even.
Okay, so the first one, you roll and get a even. So you're able to retrieve one of the two. The second one.
Even.
All right, so now you have three javelins.
All
Go
right.
ahead and mark that down. You're about to throw one.
Throwing it.
Javelin's a lot to carry.
Yeah, but they're
strap
But
it
big.
my
he's
back.
Sir Walter Moss.
Sir
He is.
True.
He's awesome.
All right.
He probably polished them afterwards.
That's a critical hit. Oh!
Ooh.
Unfortunately, I have to
Does he
roll it
polish
again.
his javelins every night?
And that's a critical fail.
Nice, a 20 and a 1.
So I'll miss on that one.
All right.
Wait.
Oh, wait, what?
He has advantage to hit them in there, so
Yeah.
it cancels out. So the first roll counts. If
everyone-
you have advantage and then you have disadvantage,
Yeah.
if you have
Cancels out.
nothing.
Now,
That's
how
true.
does it say in
It's
the web
two
they
great
have
tastes that go
they
great
give
together.
They're
There's the
restrained.
condition restrained to give
They're
disadvantage.
stationary. They can't move.
That's
You
awesome.
just walk up to them and go, bam.
Fine. Must be dejected.
Critical
Hey,
javelin hit.
you could just send another wave, man.
All right.
Oh, that's coming.
Oh,
So-
that's
I was looking at the time.
So
We're
what do
looking
I
at the
get
time.
for a critical hit?
2d6 plus
You get
your
all of our love.
and admiration.
2d6 plus your strength.
Plus a
Six.
pat on the back.
4. Plus
Oh,
4.
it's not. He rolls his damage die twice. His damage is a D12. No,
Not
a
a
javelin,
javelin.
is not. Sorry. Yep.
So I have
Give me a total.
a 14 piercing with the
Okay.
javelin,
Got it.
and I will try to pitch another one at that guy.
Okay.
That's
I
a
guess-
1.
That's a 1.
I guess after you
Thank
polish
you.
it.
Thank you. I don't
can
have to
pitch one.
mope anymore.
Excellent.
All right. All right. So the other one just flies past him.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, it flied right past his face.
It went right past him and came back and hit Ferris. No, it didn't.
It's like a
Boomer
boomerang.
javelin. Yeah.
I'm developing
Who's
it.
up after Sir Walter Moss?
Zombies.
Zombies. All right.
It's in your head.
So
In your head.
Sir Walter. I have 3 attacks against you with advantage.
I'll,
The
Why?
fuck?
The 3
Why?
zombies that you didn't notice because you're all blinded and stuff.
oh, dang.
New
Yes.
zombies.
Surprise
Yes.
butt sex.
Undead butt sex. Ew.
Ew.
That's such a bummer because on my next turn I
At
was
least
going to do
you
a
don't worry
detailed
about
look for
getting
zombies.
pregnant.
That's why I was asking who's doing what, and that's why I
Yeah.
want to press passive perception. So,
And
A 14 didn't get it?
well, I was taking it as they're kind of camouflaged, and there's another creature in here
That's
that's
fair.
kind of lying in wait, and they give it a passive DC of 17. So
Nice.
I was kind of giving it that, making a mashup of what's in there already.
as he attacks, I go,
Sit up.
Damn it, Carl. All right, so I got, hey, that's a 19 on the die plus 3 is 22.
that misses.
If I add that up, right? So 22 hits.
For the folks at home, Mike keeps rubbing his eyes.
He does.
I got
It's
ash in my eye.
hilarious.
4 points of damage for the first one.
All right.
Second, 16 does not hit, neither does a 9, right? What is your AC anyway?
17.
All right. Wow, so I was actually
Over
close. The
9,000.
third one,
It's an 18.
It's an 18.
15 or
Remember your
12.
ring?
Ring of protection.
You have a wing.
All right, so the third one misses. But
Yay.
the first one hit, second one and third missed.
Okay.
So now you have 3 zombies kind of around you. Well, they've walked up behind you. You threw your javelin, you threw the second one, and right after that you got slammed in the back by one of them. And when you turn your head to the side, you see there are 2 others next to you.
Dang.
And who's up after that? So actually, what initiative is Moss on?
Moss is next to last. The zombies
so
are last.
then the zombies will stay the same. I was just going to add them right after Sir Walter, but they're already there.
So are the zombies over? Is their turn over?
the zombie's turn is over. We have one in the webs wounded, another one in the webs that is fresh, and 3 now that are behind Sir Walter.
And how
Fierce.
closely are they grouped here?
So see where I have the mouse cursor to the right? That's where Sir Walter is standing with 3 zombies right behind him.
And here's the web.
Yep. And there are 2 within 15 feet of each other entangled in the web on the west side of the path.
How far are the across?
You can't... They're about 30 feet apart from zombie to zombie.
Okay.
Because the road itself is 15 plus, etc.
How close?
You know what that means.
Specifically, I'm trying to make it so that you guys can't hit all of them at once. They're on both sides. You can hit all of one side or all of the other, but not the total.
How close are the zombies that are behind Walter Moss?
They're
to
all within melee. They're in a 10-foot square.
What I mean is,
essentially.
how close are they to the webbing?
Oh, they're on the other side of the road.
And
So they're
So
like 30 feet away.
30 plus feet.
are they in a line?
No.
Yeah, they're in a perfect line.
Oh, yeah. Was it lightning bolt?
Lightning bolt.
Yeah. They are not in a line, but at any... given you would take 6 seconds for your turn, you could wait to get 2 of them in a row.
Nope. Ray of Frost.
Okay.
That's a 6 on a die.
And you have +7 to hit?
That's correct.
Yeah, that hits definitely.
I'm gonna do 8 frost damage.
All right. We have 8, and I'll just put that against the first one in that group of 3.
That's correct.
My
All
turn.
right,
My turn.
I'm gonna leave the webbing people to Bree because she's just gonna sneak attack the fuck out of
Now,
them.
the webbing lasts for a minute,
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Concentration.
so it'll last the combat as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
Yep.
That's why I've been using cantrips.
So I'm not going to be a dick, and I will let you rule. But you said they were 30 feet end to end.
Approximately,
They're
but... No,
over 30
that's
feet.
closest to closest.
All right. Well, I want to get in whatever position will let me be within 30 feet of as many zombies as possible. So I got 30
something
feet each way.
Is it
60
something
feet.
that also affects players?
No, I want to use turn undead,
Then
which
you
I can
could
only
hit
use
all
once.
3 that are where he is, but you could not hit the 4 that are currently out there.
So you can't hit the ones in the web if you want to hit the 3 that
I
are
said,
near me.
I said 4 is 5, but yeah.
So even just to be clear, and again, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but if I walked over here towards the web, because I get 30 feet each in every direction.
Yep.
Okay, so whatever I can hit 30 feet in every direction, I want to use.
You can hit 3 of the 5 zombies, and those 3 are the ones where Sir
Near
Walter
me.
Moss.
All right, and I can only use this once until a short rest.
Okay.
But it's my cleric feature, and at this level, if they fail their wisdom savings roll, they will be dead. Dead.
All
Get him
right.
shown.
So they have to make a wisdom savings throw against a DC of 15.
On the plus side, though, they do get a -2.
Right.
Right. So I've got to roll 17 or better.
And even if I don't, well, yeah, okay, right.
Okay.
Get it.
You ready? The first one, a 6 on the die, will fail. Second one, a 9 on the die, will fail. And the third one, an 18 with a -2 is 16.
Okay, so
Oh.
all right, so 2 of them are destroy undead, which means they are totally destroyed.
Done.
The one who succeeded on his roll,
Yeah.
Is
actually, I think he's just fine. He's not even turned.
So let's go back to what we said before.
Doesn't make any sense.
Sir Walter Moss has just been hit by a zombie, and he turns around to see 3 of them there. One of them gets hit by a ray of frost, and
They're
then
just
what
disintegrating.
happens?
Right, and so then the other 2 are turned into a very brief, fast, radiant flash and are just basically obliterated, not into ash, but into nothing.
Like,
And they just cease, they literally cease to exist.
Okay. So now, when that happens, there's a super big ash poof that goes off before they just vanish, but it doesn't make any difference to you.
it's already caked in there.
Yeah, as far as game terms goes, you would have to make another saving throw, and it would just extend it by 6 or 12 more seconds, but no big deal.
I mean,
It's going to last
I'll
to the
roll
end
it
of
if you
this.
want.
It's going to last till the end of the combat anyway.
Oh,
When we say a
no.
1-minute thing, we don't go through 10 rounds.
If I didn't have to move, I also want to move over towards the web.
Towards the web, done. You are approximately 25, 30 feet. As long as you've got that much movement, you're there. Now, all things that go into the web do need to make saving throws. So you just want to go up to it, not
Now,
into
I
it.
want to be able to swing at the web.
To hit the web. Okay, so you can be right up to the web. Done.
Oh, no.
And who is after Thor?
Bree!
Go ahead, Bree.
Bree is going to
So you've got
murderate.
one in the web that's been hit, another one that has not. And then one
Come on,
more
Bree.
next to Sir Walter Moss.
You're my boy,
that's still
Bree.
alive.
Which one you attacking?
The one that's been hit
In the web.
in the
Okay.
web.
Why don't you go dual wielding and just right in
I
the
don't
back
have
of
a
both there?
dual
It's hard to do that at range.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dual wielding short bows.
Why don't you sneak up and dagger him?
Ding, 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 ding.
No,
In the web?
Yeah.
no.
She'd have to.
Ding,
All right,
ding,
anyway.
ding,
A much better.
You could jump.
Just
You could do
roll.
an acrobatic from above and wham right on him like
What
Cameron
do you think
Diaz
this
in
is,
Sexy.
Dungeon World?
Not in this not with this character.
Yeah.
My other character.
Go ahead. What you got?
Wow, that blows.
As long as you didn't roll a 1, you hit.
Okay, good. I got 14.
You just didn't get a crit. That's all.
14, and now I bring the pain.
Bring it.
I
He
bring
is
it
a-
so
he is-
hard. I wish it would never been brought before.
He is a pain wanter.
He likes.
Look at all
the
those
pain.
dice.
Yes. And they're shinny.
The shinny dice. That is. Is that a 4 or a 5?
Oh.
It's a 12 plus 2 is 14 plus 5 is 19.
Good gosh. All right, so another one that will be dead unless I roll a 20 on the die. And I roll a 6, so
yeah,
that's not
Mama
going
was
to
a
do it.
snowblower.
So what are you rolling? You're rolling the damage
So
plus.
a DC 5 plus the damage taken. And since she did more than 15, it's a 20. And which means the only success is a 20.
Cool.
Because a 20 is always a
Is that the
success.
general zombie mechanic in D&D?
Specifically for these flat-out zombie, the name of the creature is zombie. Yes, it is. That trait is undead fortitude is the name of the trait. So anything that would drop it to 0, they get a DC of 5 plus the damage. If they make that DC, they have 1 hit point.
So if you killed it with, like, let's say it had 3 hit points left and you rolled a 4, it would
Yeah.
be 5 plus 4, 9.
Yep.
He has to beat a DC 9.
Yeah, and they get a +3 for that roll. So it's pretty good. If you just barely kill it, so to speak, they have a good chance of not being dead. You really have to.
A level
Vulgarize
1 character
Yeah.
would have a hard time killing
Yeah,
these.
I love the mechanic for
Yeah,
the
it's cool.
zombie. I love that they
That's
can
why you
hang
have to
around.
cut off their heads.
Yeah.
And
I
What's
tried
that?
to hide, but it didn't work.
Now it's Sir Walter Moss.
Yeah,
Do
probably.
it, Sir Walter Moss. Do it.
All
What
right.
you got?
So
Walty?
Get freaky
I-
like the daughter of a
I
pastor.
usually sit Felicity like right
Son
down
of
on
a
the
preacher
on the
man.
ground by my leg when I'm
Yeah.
throwing javelins. So I grab it and hack at the one that just pushed me.
Do you want to
That's
call
Yes.
it
the only one
it,
left.
or
Go
do
ahead.
you want to call it her?
It
Felicity.
Felicity.
So it's got a very endearing name, but it's it.
But it's an it. I'd be offended if I were her.
You mean it.
That is that's gonna hit. That's a 20,
Okay. You have disadvantage, though.
and that's a real 20. So fake 20.
So the fake
gets
20
it.
is what you have to take. You don't get the crit unless you roll 2 20s.
So
Could be a
he
total.
takes 13 slashing
13.
damage.
All right. You want to take another hit at him?
And another slash to hopefully chop another piece off.
All right. What do you want to have cut off with the first swing? Not his head. Anything else?
His hand.
Okay.
No, you don't want to go for the crotch area?
No.
Cut off his crotch.
men don't cut off other other men's crotches.
What if I told you it was a female zombie?
She's not.
Okay. I can't attack a female zombie. That's gross.
All right. That was the best. The best worst is
As long as you don't roll a 1.
11 plus 7 is
Go for
18.
it. Yep.
So another d12, which is a 2 plus 4 is 6 damage.
Not enough.
Not enough.
So it is not ready to make its saving throw yet.
And I cut off like part of an ear and maybe a jaw.
Nice. So maybe a jaw.
Zombie.
Yeah, it's sort of there, but it's sort of just flapping.
Flapping.
All right. So let me start with the one in the web. See if he can get out. No.
No.
So the one next to Sir Walter. Oh, hey, that's 18 plus 3 is 21. That'll hit.
Yup.
The damage, 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 damage.
Yay.
And they only get 1 attack.
1 damage.
I was totally thinking about the count.
I love to do damage.
All right, my turn.
Yeah, go ahead, Farrah.
Brave
You got
Frost.
1 in the web and 1 with Moss.
Moss. 13 damage.
13 damage, so
18.
13, 18, and they get a plus
15 or
3.
better.
So I need a 15 or better. I roll a 20 on the die. I'm going to give this
Wow.
guy full hit points and bring 10 more zombies in. No, he has one. He's still alive with 1 hit point. When the Ray of Frost hits him, this zombie is currently missing a hand, an ear, and maybe a jaw.
This is Die Hard zombie. This is the Bruce Willis of
It is.
zombies.
He's bald, by the way. Yeah.
Although the frost has given him sort of like a hair look.
Nice. So he's
So
got
it's like-
an
it's really-
icy mohawk. Maybe. That would be awesome. All right. So that happens.
Thor.
That happens.
Thor is in the house.
Thor. 1 stuck in the web. 1 currently bouncing up and down next to Sir Walter Moss.
You should do that one.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to take care of the one next to Sir Walter Moss, and I don't want to use a spell, even though spells are so awesome.
Just use Sacred Flame.
I'm just going to use exactly that's what I was going to say. Use Sacred Flame, so you get a dex saving throw against DC 15.
Okay. Excuse me. What stat?
Dex.
Dex. Oh, they get a -2. 2 on the die, so 0.
0.
That's not going to work.
What's the damage?
It's dead.
And now at
Oh
level
yeah, it's
5,
radiant. It's radiant.
Yep.
You killed it. It had 1 hit point. Tell me what you do anyway.
I did 11.
11. Cool.
And radiant, so he goes... Bloop. Remember Buffy the Vampire Slayer when she would stake
Yeah.
them with pointy and they would just kind of go...
You say that, but no, I don't because I never watched it.
I have the entire series on DVD. I'll
You
let
forget that Joe does not watch anything pop culture related
For
for
the
like the last 27 years.
I have the
Until
whole
it hits
series
Netflix is what it comes
on
down to.
DVD. I'll
It's
let you
on
know.
Netflix.
is
But
on
then only
Netflix.
if I care.
Oh,
So good. So good.
So good.
See, when I was younger, and this is a side note for a minute, but when I was younger, I decided anything that was named Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I didn't want to see. So at that point, I never watched it, and here we are.
It's so good.
I
though.
think you're
So
missing
good.
out.
I think it's probably my favorite television show of all time, other than maybe Cheers.
Cool.
That is.
I
Well,
like
we're
Cheers.
going to finish off the zombies here, and you guys make your way up closer to the castle. And as you're approaching, let me give you what the narrative is for that before we close out this session. So at the top of the hill stands a round tower with a cottage attached. Both are in good condition, although half of the tower's roof is gone. A door leads into the cottage, and several arrow-slit windows are visible in the tower. You can't help but notice an eerie quiet in the area and a strange, acrid smell in the air. The corpses of 2 hideous giant spiders are sprawled near the edge of the pathway, apparently dragged there. Their bloated bodies are puckered and blistered and appear to have been mauled by a large animal.
Ew.
Is this 2001?
Yeah.
Nice. So you're approaching the tower, and you just defeated the ash zombies, and the dragon is presumably inside the tower.
Oh, yeah.
We're taking some names because I've taken 5 points of damage so far, and I don't think anyone else has been hit.
I got some damage.
Did you get
He
some?
has.
Yeah.
He's gotten a couple zombie tags.
Yeah, but I'm like down 9.
He did have the surprise undead butt sex.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you want me to heal you?
Well,
I mean,
if
it's
it's
good
not
for
a
me to-
big thing for
It's
you.
good for me to practice.
Hold on. What
Maybe-
was that word you said?
I know,
Maybe
healing.
heal?
Like,
Maybe JJ can heal me?
Yes. Yes, I can.
we should probably just use a poultice.
Yeah, you should.
All right, hey,
That's
thanks for
healing
listening.
Yeah.
This is
Wand
fun.
first
This is fun, and we
kill.
got dragons coming in the next hour, baby.
Nice.
Maybe.
Dungeons or dragons.
Look, I don't care how
It
long
would
you've
be
been
funny
playing.
if he doesn't end up being a dragon.
It's a double.
Wait, JJ, correct me if I'm wrong, but no matter how long you've been playing role-playing games, dragons are always cool.
Dragons are always cool.
Dragons are always cool.
Unless Kane the Captain with them.
Nice. All right. On that note, we're going to say
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye, good gaming.
Ooh, zombie penis this time.
That was a shit.
After the battle with the Ash Zombies, we end this episode with Bree, Ferris, Thor, and Sir Walter Moss approaching the castle to confront the Green Dragon. Tune in for the 3rd and final episode next time. Thanks for joining us. The preceding podcast was brought to you by Shedcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.